When going to a part mode application, what you want to do is you want to go under, first of all, you want to go under File, go to New, File, New, Length Mode. You want to turn on this to TF to be Total Final Length Mode, so you definitely want that. Okay, and then I like to use, I have to go back to this area, but to set up what your material threshold, if you're using internal mode, you're going to want to view this area. So you can see I just turned on, this is Material Presence Threshold Finder under File, Tools, and then Material Presence Threshold Finder. What you have here is you have three lines. You have basically the material presence that the laser speed is seeing, which is the black line. You have the green line, which is the threshold, where this line has to go beyond this line to trigger to actually start measuring. Right now it is showing it's measuring, but the reason that is because we have it turned on to be always measuring. So I'm going to show you real quick how to go past, to go back and look at that. So we're going to go ahead and close this. We're going to laser speed configurations is where you do most of your work. Right now it's on external active low, which means it's always going to be measuring. So we're going to turn that to internal. And you saw there that the values earlier, that green line is right here. That's the material presence threshold value, but we're going to change that in the other screen. Right now it's in inches, so I'm going to go ahead and say update. So now we're going to be in internal mode. Say OK, close. Now we're going to go under Tools, Material Presence Threshold Finder again, make this big. And now when I push start, you'll notice that the red line is down here at the bottom. That red line means material presence. So right now, even though there is material under the product, because I have the LaserSpeed, I've got a 2 meter standoff unit, and I've got a box right here where you can see the actual laser right there on there. So we actually have material underneath there, but that's only measuring up to be where the black line is. So now if I move this box out of the way, now there's nothing behind it. Now you can see that black line dropped out. So what we want to do is we want to have this green line somewhere in between here and there. So whenever there's no material presence, and then when the material is there, we want to be in between there. So I usually set it to be, and you can go down here at the bottom of this screen. I would usually set it to be just a little bit above the black line there. So I'm going to set it to be, let's say 1,000. You can actually see over here what the actual material presence is. So right now it's at 659. So 1,000 is a good one, depending on how much difference you have. So I'm going to say set down here. Now you're going to see that green line drop down as it did right there. So now you can see we have a length of nothing. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this piece of steel, which is about 12 inches, and I'm going to take it and I'm going to move it through the laser beam like that. And now you can see as soon as that, I'm going to go ahead and stop this. So as soon as the material presence from the part crossed this threshold, the red line, which is our material presence signal value, our material presence value, I'm sorry, turned on, and we actually started measuring from this point to that point. So now if we lower the material presence threshold level down a little bit lower, we probably get a little bit better measurement actually on there as well. Plus the metal I think was a little bit out of depth of field. So you always want to make sure you're in depth of field to be a starting point. But you can see the quality factor went straight up to good. The material presence threshold level was crossed by the material presence signal level, which turned our material presence on, and which allowed us to get the appropriate length there for that piece of metal.